Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss speech. So, we all know that speech is of two types: one, direct, two, indirect speech. So, what is this direct speech? What is indirect speech? Direct speech, many people think, is speaking directly. Indirect speech is indirectly. No, nothing like that. So, direct speech is just exactly quoting the speaker's words. For example, here, let me take an example by taking two friends X and Y. X went to Y's house, and while he is approaching his house, he heard Y's father scolding Y. Y's father is scolding Y by saying, "Idiot, how many times should I tell you? Don't you have manners?" Now, Y overheard, X overheard Y's father scolding for Y. Now, X very keenly asked Y what happened. What happened? What uncle said. And if X replied to Y like, "Idiot, how many times should I tell you? Don't you have manners?" said my father. That is direct speech, quoting exactly the speaker's words. If Y replied, "My father said that, and my father scolded me that I was an idiot, and how many times he should have said to me, and I don't have manners." If he told in a way that it is not exact speaker's word, but it is converted and reported in his words, that is indirect speech. Do you understand that? So if X heard something from Y's father and X asked Y what happened. If Y replied replied with the same words of Y's father, then it is direct speech. Exactly quoting the speaker's words without changing anything. Whereas if you report those speaker's words in your words, then it is indirect speech. Is it clear? Now, let us understand direct speech better. So, direct speech is also called quoted speech. It doesn't mean because it is kept in quotation marks. Direct speech can also call quoted speech because we are saying exactly the speaker's words. We are exactly quoting the speaker's words without any change in tense or pronouns or anything. Exact words. And do remember, the speaker's words must be kept in double quotation marks. As we are quoting exact words of the speaker, those exact words of the speaker must be placed between double quotation marks. For example, look at this. He said to me, what did he say? "What are you doing?" So these are the speaker's words. He said to me, "What are you doing?" Look at one more example. She said, "It's cold." She said, "It's cold." Here, "it's cold" is the direct speech, exactly giving the speaker's words. Now, let us see indirect speech. What is indirect speech? As I already told you, indirect speech doesn't mean talking indirectly. It means reporting the speaker's words in our words. It is reporting the speaker's words in our words. As we are reporting the past speech of the speaker's words, we have to change the tense as well as pronouns of that speech because we are already done. It is already spoken. That speech we are reporting now. For example, if you see the reporters, the news reporters and the journalists, while they attend to different meetings of politicians or different events, they will not write everything ekdam same, right? So they will report what the speaker has said in their words, not exactly they repeat, they report them in their words by changing the tense as well as the pronouns appropriately. So no quotation marks are used, no text is kept in between the quotation marks because we are not repeating the speaker's words, we are reporting the speaker's words. See, for example, in the previous one he said to me, "What are you doing?" What is indirect speech to this? said to me, what are you doing? It is a question. So, he asked me, so what are you doing? It is in which tense? Present continuous. So, tense should be changed into past continuous. So, he asked me what I was doing. What are you became? What I was. What are you doing? What I was doing. And another example, she said it's cold. Now, in indirect speech, she said that it was cold. She said that it was cold. It is cold became it was cold. See, the tense of the sentence changed as well as the pronouns. So that we have to mind. Direct speech, indirect speech. Exactly quoting the speaker's words, direct. Reporting the speaker's words in our words is indirect. Hence, indirect speech can also called reported speech. Direct speech is also called quoted speech, whereas indirect speech can also call reported speech. Now, the question is how to convert direct speech into indirect and vice versa. That before converting and before learning the rules, we should understand the structure of the sentence and analyze the structure of the sentence. So, look at this example. Deepu said to Pooja, I went to movie last night. Deepu said to Pooja, I went to movie last night. How many classes do we have here? There are two classes. What are they? Deepu said to Pooja is one class. I went to movie last night is another class. Now, Deepu said to Pooja, who is saying that? The speaker. If I'm speaking, then I said this. If you are speaking, then you said this. That means we are saying, the speaker is saying. Who said this part? Deepu said. Right? Hence, the first class is called reporting clause. The first clause is called reporting clause. Whereas the second clause already told by Deepu, this is called reported clause or direct speech. So, any sentence in direct speech have two clauses. One, reporting clause. Who is saying to whom? We are saying that. The speaker is speaking these words. Who is saying to whom? Whereas reported clause spoken by the subject of the reporting clause. Now, here we have Deepu, which is subject, said to is verb, Puja is object in reporting clause. Here also we have subject, verb and object. Now, the first clause, reporting clause, said to is called reporting verb because it belongs to reporting clause. Hence, this said to is called reporting verb. Now, Deepu is called subject of reporting verb and Puja is called object of reporting verb. And that one is direct speech or reported clause. So, you have to first analyze the sentence, only then you can apply the rules easily. It will become easy once you have understand this and analyze the sentence. Now, as we understand this, now let's see the rules to convert direct speech to indirect speech. If you have any questions, please let me know because you have to understand this in order to apply the rules and we have a lot many practice questions to do. Now, let's see the rules. So we have a set of rules which we have to follow while converting direct to indirect. Let us see. The first one is punctuations. We know punctuation marks. Full stop, question mark, exclamatory mark, right? So quotation marks. So many punctuation marks are there. See, whatever the punctuation marks in direct speech, whatever the punctuation marks are there in direct speech, while we're converting into indirect speech, remember, drop all the punctuation marks. You should never carry any punctuation marks while you convert direct speech to indirect speech. No quotation marks, no question marks, no exclamatory marks, nothing. You have to drop all the quotation marks or all the punctuation marks while we convert direct speech into indirect speech. Because of the very reason, whatever might be the type of sentence in direct speech, in indirect speech, we are going to convert into assertive sentence. We discussed the types of sentences in our day 1 class. So I hope you remember that, because based on the sentences we have different conversions. So be it a assertive sentence or interrogative sentence or imperative sentence, exclamatory sentence or optative sentence, whatever might be the sentence, in indirect speech they will be converted into only assertive sentence, a declarative sentence, simple sentence. Hence, all the punctuation marks must be dropped. So that is our first rule. I hope it is clear. Do not carry any punctuation marks while we convert direct speech to indirect speech. Now, the second one. See, in indirect speech, we generally use different reporting verbs. Always said to, told. No, there are different ways, and how they will be used and what are the different ways. In direct speech, if say is there, in indirect speech also it is say only. If says is there, says only. If tell or say to is there, remember say to is equal to tell. If tell is there, it is tell. If say to is there, it becomes tell. If tells or says to is there, again tells. If said is there, said becomes said only. Said to becomes told, past, present. Will say becomes would say. So that is a conversion. Will say is will say only. That is a conversion of direct speech to indirect speech of reporting verbs. But remember, these reporting verbs are only for the conversion of assertive sentences only. Only for the conversion of assertive sentences, not for other sentences. What about other sentences? If there is a question, then how to use? In questions, we cannot use say, says, tell, tells, said to, told. No, we can't use this. Then what we have to use? For questions or interrogative sentences, we have the reporting verbs like asked. For declarative, said, told. For interrogative, asked, inquired or enquired, demanded, wondered, wanted to know, etc. For imperative sentences, we know imperative sentences: order, command, request, suggestion, advice, social expressions, etc. For imperative sentences, it depends upon the tone of the sentence. If it is an order, we have to say ordered. If just asking, asked. If it's a request, requested, suggested, invited, told. It depends upon the tone of the sentence. Now, for exclamatory sentences, sudden outburst of feelings or emotions. For exclamatory sentences, we use exclaimed and said or told. So generally we use exclaimed, or sometimes it also depends upon the type of exclamation. So do mind, reporting verb changes based on the type of sentence in direct speech. Now, that is second one. Third one, change of pronouns. In order to understand this change of pronouns, we require the knowledge on pronouns, personal pronouns. Did you remember personal pronouns? We require the knowledge of personal pronouns. Hence, we can convert these pronouns easily. So, what are these personal pronouns? How to convert them? See, we have personal pronouns for different persons. First person, second person, third person. And for different cases. For different cases. So, what are those cases? Subjective case and objective case. We have personal pronouns for subjective case and objective case. So let's go with the cases and also again singular, plural. Singular, plural. Here objective case. Here subjective case. Now let us see the personal pronouns. What is first person pronoun in subjective case? What is first person pronoun in subjective case? I. I is a first person pronoun singular in subjective case. What's the plural of I? I, plural is we. Right? Next, what is the objective case of I? I did it, it was done by me. We did it, it was done by us. So these are first person personal pronouns. Now, second person. What are second person's personal pronouns? Second person. What do you do? What do you say? You. What is plural? You're a student. You are students. Plural also? You only. Objective case of you. You did it. It was done by you only. So, you only. In subjective case, objective case, singular, plural, you is you only. Now, third person. What are third person pronouns? Masculine, he, feminine, she, neuter, it. He, she, it. And what is the plural of he? They, she, they, it, they only. Right? Now, what is the objective case of he? He did it, it was done by him. She did it, it was done by her. It did it, it was done by it. Now, objective case of they did it, it was done by them. So this is what we call personal pronouns chart, and this is required for us to understand the change of pronouns from direct speech to indirect speech, because under change of pronouns there are four rules. Under change of pronouns we have four rules for three different persons. So what are those four rules? Rule number 1. All the first person pronouns, I, we, me, us, converts according to the subject of the reporting verb. Did you remember the reporting verb? So we discussed Deepu said to Pooja. So said to is reporting verb and subject is Deepu. So remember, all the first person pronouns converts according to the subject of the reporting verb. All these converts according to the subject of the reporting verb. That is our first rule in change of pronouns. Next, second rule. All the second person pronouns converts according to the object of the reporting verb. First person pronouns converts according to subject of the reporting verb, whereas second person pronouns converts according to object of the reporting verb. That is our second rule. Moving on to the third rule. What if there is no object in the sentence? You is there, converts according to the object. In indirect speech, you is given, but there is no object in the reporting clause. Then when there is no object in the reporting clause, remember, feel object as me. Feel object as me. You should consider that object as me. That is our third one. Moving on to the fourth one. all the third person pronouns, he, she, it, they. So all these third person pronouns they do not change. They remain same. So he is, he only, she is, she only, it is, it only, they is, they only. They do not change. That is our fourth rule. Having learned this, let us see examples for each rule. The first one, all the first person pronouns converts according to the subject of the reporting verb. Look at this. Rinky said, I am very happy. Rinky said, I am very happy. So what the subject here? I am very happy. So two classes, reporting class, reported class. So in reported class, we have first person. What is first person pronoun here? We have I. So according to the rule, all the first person pronouns convert according to the subject of the reporting verb. Here, what is the subject of the reporting verb? Rinky. Rinky is a girl. Girl means she. So I becomes she. Rinky said that she was very happy. Rinky said that she was very happy. So we generally use conjunction that in assertive and exclamatory sentences to connect the two clauses in indirect speech. We have to use conjunction that to connect the two clauses in indirect speech only in assertive and exclamatory sentences. So keep that in mind. And now look at this. Rinky said that she was very happy. Simple present became simple past. That is our first rule. Now second one, all the second person pronouns converts according to the object of the reporting verb, right? Look at this one. Kiran said to Kavya, reporting clause, you are late to class, reported class. Now here we have second person pronoun, you are late to class. So here Kiran is subject of the reporting verb, Kavya is object of the reporting verb. All the second person pronouns convert according to the object of the reporting verb. Here object is Kavya. So Kavya is girl, girl means she again. So you becomes she. Kiran said to becomes, as we already discussed, the said to becomes told, right? Said to becomes told in assertive sentences. So Kiran told Kavya, that is a conjunction to connect the two clauses, that what he told. She was late to class. You became she. Are late to class. Simple present became simple past. She was late to class. So that is a conversion of the second rule. Now third rule. What if there is no pronoun? Sorry, what if there is no object? You have to feel the object as me. If there is no object in the reporting clause, you have to feel object as me. For example, she said, you have a sweet voice. Here we have second person. All the second person pronouns converts according to the object of the reporting verb. But where is object? Do we have object here? No. When there is no object, you have to feel object as me. Like she said to me, you have a sweet voice. Now, without object, you have to feel as me. She said that. So you converts according to second, no, object. Here object is me. That means you becomes me. So in subject to case it is I. I had a sweet voice. You became I because you have to feel object as me. That is our third rule. I hope it is clear. Now let's move on to the rule number 4. The rule number 4 is for third person pronouns. All the third person pronouns remain same without any change. For example, he said to her, they went to temple. Now, said to becomes told. He told her that, so they is they only. He is he only. Her is her only. He told her that they had gone to temple. They had gone to temple. Simple present became past perfect. Present, no. Simple past became past perfect. Simple present, simple past. Simple past, past perfect. Past of past. So that is a conversion in change of pronouns. Now let us see some more examples for change of pronouns. Look at this example. He said to me, I don't believe you. He said to me, I don't believe you. So how do we convert this? So here we have I, first person pronoun, converts according to the subject of the reporting verb. Subject is he. Here we have again first person. So all the first person pronouns convert according to the subject of the reporting verb. So here we have subject. Subject is he, she, I. Now again second person pronouns also there. All the second person pronouns convert according to the object of the reporting verb. Here object of the reporting verb is me. Here we have you. Object of the reporting verb him. Here you. Object of the reporting verb him. So these are the pronouns we have to mind and convert. Now let us convert the first one. He said to me, I don't believe you. He said to me, I don't believe you. So he said to becomes told. He told me that I becomes what? First person pronoun converts according to the subject of the reporting verb. Subject of the reporting verb is he. He don't believe you. Don't becomes didn't. Didn't believe you. You is second person. Converts according to the object. Object is me. So he said to me, I don't believe you becomes he told me that he didn't believe me is a correct one. Now look at the second one. She said to him, I believe you. Now she said to him, I believe you. She said to becomes told. She told him, what did she say? She told him, I is she, that she believe you. So believe simple present becomes simple past. So past of believe is believed. She believed you. You is second person converts according to the object. Object is him. So she told him that she believed him. That is a conversion. Now let us see the next sentence. I said to him, I don't believe you. I said to him, I don't believe you. I said to him. So I said to becomes told. I told him that I is I only. I don't becomes didn't past tense. Believe you. You is second person converts according to the object. Here object is him. So it should be him. I said to him, I don't believe you becomes I told him that I didn't believe him. So this is a conversion from direct to indirect based on the pronouns. Remember the four simple rules under pronouns. All the first person pronouns convert according to the subject of the reporting verb. All the second person pronouns convert according to the object of the reporting verb. If there is no object in the reporting clause, feel object as me. And all the third person pronouns remain same. They do not change. There is no change in third person pronouns. So that is about the four rules of change of pronoun. Now let's move on to the next one, that is change in time and place expressions. When we convert direct to indirect, there will be change in the time and place also. Because we are reporting the past one, we have to change the time to the past. How? For example, this morning becomes that morning. Today, that day. Tomorrow, the following day or the next day. Yesterday, the previous day or the day before. These days, those days. Here, there. And some more expressions. Now, then, a week ago, a week before. Tonight, that night. Today, that day. Tonight, that night. The day before yesterday, the day before the previous day, because yesterday is the previous day. Hither, thither. Thereby, hereby, thereby. Thus, so. So these are the conversions in change of time and place. So when there is a change in time and place, the expressions which denote time and place must also be changed. Here, there, place. Now, then, time. So mind these expressions, and now let us see some examples using these expressions. Look at the first one. The teacher said to Ganesh, "Come to my cabin now." The teacher said to Ganesh, "Come to my cabin now." How do we convert this? So try to convert the sentence. The teacher said to Ganesh, "Come to my cabin now." So try to convert the sentence. Try, guys. You can get this. The teacher said to Ganesh, "Come to my cabin now." Here, there is something we have to learn before conversion, that is finding out the type of sentence. What type of sentence is this? Come to my cabin now. What type of sentence is this? Is it assertive, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, or optative? What kind of sentence is this? Come to my cabin now is imperative sentence, right? So for imperative sentence conversion, the reporting verb I told you depends upon the tone of the sentence. So the teacher said to Ganesh, "Come to my cabin now." If you take it as ordered, "Come to my cabin now," you have to take it ordered. If you just like "Come to my cabin now," you can also mind this as asked, because in imperative it depends upon the tone of the sentence. So you can take the reporting verb either ordered or asked. And in imperative conversion, after reporting verb, the reporting verb must be followed by to infinitive. To infinitive is nothing but 2 plus V1. We do not use any conjunction like that. Here we use to infinitive after the reporting verb. So let me convert the first one for you. The teacher said to Ganesh becomes the teacher asked Ganesh, or the teacher ordered Ganesh based on what is the tone you're taking. So, followed by to infinitive. What is the to infinitive? 2 plus V1. Where is V1? Here. To come. The teacher ordered Ganesh to come to my cabin. My is first person pronoun, right? Possessive. So, my cabin. First person pronouns convert according to the subject. Here subject is teacher. Teacher can be he or she. So it can be his or her cabin. Now becomes then. See the conversion? How easy it became now. So pronouns we converted, and change in time and place expression now became then. So this is how we have to convert. As here we have imperative, It depends upon the tone of the imperative. Now look at this one and try to convert. Today is strike, please come tomorrow, said the shopkeeper to Shushma. What type of sentence is this? Today is strike, please come tomorrow. What type of sentence it is? Please come tomorrow. Again it is imperative. Here we have please. What type of imperative it is? Please is there means it is request. Now try to convert this sentence. Quick. So try to convert this sentence into indirect speech in the same way as we did. Today is strike, please come tomorrow, said the shopkeeper to Shushma. So said the shopkeeper to Shushma. This is the reporting clause, and that in inverted commas is reported clause or direct speech. Quick. Shopkeeper said to Shushma. So as it is request, we have to use the shopkeeper requested Shushma. Who told to whom? We have to remember that. Who said to whom? Said shopkeeper to Shushma. That means shopkeeper said to Shushma. So who is requesting? Shopkeeper requested Shushma. So begin the sentence by saying, the shopkeeper requested, the shopkeeper requested whom? Shushma. So can we use that? It is imperative. We cannot use that. So what we have to use? To infinitive. The shopkeeper requested Shushma to, where is V1? Today is strike, please come tomorrow. Where is verb here V1? Come. So to come when? Tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes tomorrow. The next day or the following day. So we can take here to come the next day or the following day. Why? Today is strike. So I'll place a conjunction here as today is strike. Today becomes that day, as that day is strike becomes was strike, as that day was strike. So look at this. The shopkeeper requested Shushma to come the next day. Why? As that day was strike. Or you can also say as it was strike that day. You can simply convert as that day was a strike or as it was strike that day. You can convert in any one of those forms. So that is the conversion of the second one. Now look at the third sentence. She is participating in the events very actively these days, said Jerry to me. She is participating in the events very actively these days, said Jerry to me. Convert this sentence. What type of sentence is this? She is participating in the events very actively these days. We have subject, verb, object, and the structure is assertive form. So try to convert this in assertive sentence. Quick. She is participating in the events very actively these days, said Jerry to me. So, said to is there, Jerry to me. So, we have to begin with the subject, verb, and object of the reporting clause. So, Jerry said to becomes told. Jerry told me. Assertive sentence, so we have to use conjunction that. Jerry told me that. What he said? She is participating becomes she was participating. She was participating in the events. She was participating in the events very actively. She was participating in the events very actively these days becomes those days. So in those days. So she is participating in the events very actively these days, said Jerry to me. Jerry told me that she was participating in the events very actively in those days. So this is a conversion. So look at this again. So the teacher said to Ganesh, come to my cabin now becomes the teacher asked Ganesh to come to his or her cabin. Now becomes then. Today's strike, please come tomorrow, said the shopkeeper to Shushma. The shopkeeper requested Shushma because please is there. Please is there means request. The shopkeeper requested Shushma to come when? Tomorrow, the next day, as that day was strike. She is participating in the events very actively these days, said Jerry to me. Jerry told me that she was participating in the events very actively in those days. So this is a conversion. Now let's move on to the next one. So far we have discussed the rules. First one, punctuation marks. Second one, reporting verbs. Third one, change in time and place expressions. And now let's move on to the fourth one, change in modal verbs. Change in modal verbs. And we also, this is the fifth one. Change in pronouns we have discussed as a third one. This is the fifth one. Change in modal verbs. What is this change in modal verbs? So we know auxiliary verbs. We have discussed modal auxiliary verbs, right? In verbs chapter we have discussed auxiliary verbs which are 24 in number, and those 24 auxiliary verbs are classified into 11 primary auxiliary verbs and 13 modal auxiliary verbs. Now we are going to discuss those 13 modal auxiliary verbs conversion. Now, how the modal auxiliary verbs convert? Will in direct speech becomes would in indirect speech. Will becomes would in indirect speech. Now, the sentence, she said, I will go to Delhi tomorrow. Convert the sentence. She said, I will go to Delhi tomorrow. How it will be converted? Convert the sentence. She said, I will go to Delhi tomorrow. So it is what kind of sentence? Assertive sentence, right? Assertive sentence conversion is very easy. So as we have seen number of examples, I will go to Delhi tomorrow. She said. So she said will be she said only. She said, and we have to use conjunction that. She said that. What did she say? I will go to Delhi tomorrow. I is first person pronoun, converts according to the subject. So subject is she. So it becomes she will becomes would. She would go to Delhi. She would go to Delhi. Tomorrow becomes the next day. She would go to Delhi the next day or the following day. That is how we convert. So simple, will becomes would. Will plus V1 or would plus V1. Will plus V1 becomes would plus V1. Will go becomes would go. Now the second one, can. Can becomes could. Can becomes could. Now look at this sentence. Ravi said, I can run fast. Convert this sentence. Ravi said, I can run fast. So what is the indirect speech? So I can run fast. Again, it is an assertive sentence. So said is there. Said is said only. So what's the conversion? Ravi said that Ravi said that I can run fast. So I is a first person pronoun. Converts according to the subject. Subject is Ravi. So he can becomes could. He could run fast. That's it. So I can run fast became he could run fast. Can became could. Now shall. Shall becomes shall doesn't become should, it becomes would or should depending upon the usage. So if it is simply giving us the sense of future, we have to convert shall to would. If it is giving the sense of threat, obligation, compulsion, then only shall becomes should. Otherwise, it shall becomes would only. Now look at this one. She said, what shall we learn today? Is it a compulsion? Is it an obligation? No, it's not a threat or obligation or compulsion. Hence, we have to take shall to would. Shall becomes would if it indicates pure future. So here it indicates future only. So shall becomes would. Keep that in mind. Now convert. She said, what shall we learn today? So it's a question. So whatever the verb is there, when it's a question, you have to use the question word related to reporting verb. So the question for reporting verb, what is the reporting verb for the questions? Asked, inquired, wanted to know, inquired, right? So what shall we learn today? We can simply take asked. Now try to convert this sentence. She said, what shall we learn today? So what is the indirect speech? She said, what shall we learn today? She asked, what shall we learn today? What? See, I told you whatever the sentences, whether it is interrogative, assertive, imperative, exclamatory, optative, whatever the type of sentence in direct speech, in indirect it becomes assertive only. That means the structure should be subject plus, auxiliary verb plus, main verb plus, object. Here question structure is auxiliary verb plus, subject plus, main verb. But for indirect assertive sentence structure should be subject plus, auxiliary verb plus, main verb plus, object. Now, if you look at this sentence, what shall we learn today? Here we, first person, subjective case, plural. So first person pronouns convert according to the subject. Subject is she. She is third person singular. That means we should become third person plural. So we becomes they. So she asked what they would learn. Today becomes that day. So question became assertive one. She said, what shall we learn today? She asked what they would learn. Today becomes the day. So today, the day. So that is a conversion. So next one, may. May becomes might. So may becomes might. Now look at this sentence. He said, may I help you? So what is the conversion? Try to convert this sentence. She said, may I help you? So may I help you? Again, question, but it is yes or no question. So here we have to learn a point. For yes or no questions, in questions we generally do not use any conjunction like that and all, right? Because what? Question word is not preceded by that. We learnt in conjunctions. Now, he said, may I help you? Here, may I help you is yes or no question. For yes or no questions, after reporting verb in indirect speech, we have to use if or whether. We have to place if or whether after reporting verb in indirect speech. Now, here we have two things. One, I, first person, converts according to the subject. Next, you, second person, converts according to the object. Here, object is not there. When object is not there, we have to feel object as me. So, let's convert this one. He said becomes asked. He asked. So yes or no question. So we have to use if or whether. He asked if. May I help you? If I becomes he, may becomes might help you. Second person becomes object. Object is not there. So me. So you becomes me. So this is a conversion. So he said, may I help you? He asked if he might help me. Now look at the next one. Must. Must in direct speech becomes had to in indirect speech. Must becomes had to in indirect speech. Now let's convert. Teacher said you must complete your homework. So must becomes had to. So it is assertive sentence. Easy conversion. Try to convert this one. Teacher said you must complete your homework. Assertive sentence. So what's the conversion? Teacher said you must complete your homework. So let's convert. Teacher said. Said is said only. That. Teacher said that you must complete your homework. You. You is second person pronoun. Converts according to the object. Object is not there. You have to feel object as me. So me means I. I must becomes had to complete your homework. Your second person again. Same thing. So my homework. So that is a conversion. So let's see. Will becomes would. She said, I will go to Delhi tomorrow. She said that she would go to Delhi the next day. Can becomes could. Ravi said, I can run fast. Ravi said he could run fast. Can becomes could. Shall becomes would to indicate future, should to indicate threat, obligation, compulsion. So based on that, it can be taken. Now if we see, she said, what shall we learn today? It's pure future. So she asked what they would learn that day. He said, may I help you? He asked if he might help me. Must. Had to. Teacher said you must complete your homework. Teacher said that I must complete my homework. So this is the change in modal auxiliary verbs. Now let's move on to the next one. So before that, remember, if there are could, would, should, might, ought to, and such modal auxiliary verbs in direct speech, they will remain same in indirect speech. If at all could is there, could becomes could only. It will not become can. So could is could only, would is would only, should only, might is might, ought to, used to is used to. So there is no change to these modal auxiliary verbs while we convert direct speech to indirect speech. Now, change in tense. So remember, all the present tense forms, that is simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous. All the present tense forms convert according to their respective past tense forms. All the present tense forms convert according to their respective past tense forms. Means simple present becomes simple past. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Present perfect, past perfect. Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, because all the present forms becomes their respective past forms. Now look at this simple present. She said it's hot. She said it's hot. So try to convert this sentence. She said it's hot. So what is indirect speech? It's very easy sentence. It is hot becomes she said that it was hot. Is hot becomes was hot. That's it. So simple present became simple past tense. Now present continuous becomes past continuous. Now Parvez said, I'm going home tomorrow. Parvez said, I am going home tomorrow. So Parvez said is there. So said is said only. Said that I, first person pronoun, converts according to the subject. Subject is Parvesh. Parvesh is a boy. So he am going becomes was going home tomorrow becomes the next day or the following day. So that is how we convert. Parvesh said that he was going home the next day. Now look at the next one. Present perfect becomes past perfect. She said, I have visited my uncle. She said, I have visited my uncle. Now, I have visited my uncle is the direct speech which is in present perfect. We have to make that past perfect. So she said, it's in which sentence? What type of sentence is this? Assertive sentence. So easy conversion. So how do we convert? She said that. What did she say? She said that I have. I, first person pronoun, converts according to the subject. She have visited becomes had visited, had visited my uncle. My, first person possessive, again converts according to the subject. Her uncle. So she said that she had visited her uncle. So that is a conversion. So present perfect. Had visited became past perfect. Had visited. Have visited. Had visited. Now, present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Now, look at this. Rakesh said, I have been waiting for you for 2 hours. Rakesh said, I have been first person, waiting for you second person. Object not there. You have to feel object as me. Rakesh said, I have been waiting for you for 2 hours. Now let's convert this one. Rakesh said that he had been waiting for you. You is second person, converts according to object. Object is not there, feel object as me, waiting for me for 2 hours. So that is common. We have to bring it as it is for 2 hours. So Rakesh said that he had been waiting for me for 2 hours. So let us have a recap. So all the present tense forms converts according to their respective past tense forms. So simple present becomes simple past. She said it's hot becomes she said it was hot. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Parvez said, I am going home tomorrow becomes Parvez said that he was going home the next day or the following day. Present perfect becomes past perfect. So here we have she said, I have visited my uncle. Have plus V3. Present perfect becomes past perfect. She said that she had visited her uncle. Now, present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Rakesh said, I have been waiting for you for 2 hours. Becomes Rakesh said that he had been waiting for me for 2 hours. So that is the conversion for present tense. Now let's see past tense. Present tense four forms becomes their respective past tense forms. But what about past tense forms? Simple past becomes what is past of past? Past perfect. So simple past becomes past perfect. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. What about past perfect? Is there any past for past perfect? No. So past perfect remains past perfect only. However, the change of pronouns and time and place expressions, they are common. Next, past perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous only because there is no past of that. So let's convert. So look at this one. She said it rained yesterday. Convert this sentence. She said it rained yesterday. So let's convert this one. She said is she said that it is it only because third person pronouns remains changed. Rained yesterday. So simple present becomes past perfect. So simple past becomes past perfect. So had rained yesterday becomes the previous day. or the day before. It should be the previous day or the day before. Now, look at the next one. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Look at this sentence and convert this. Pratap said, I was working with ITC earlier. Pratap said, I was working with ITC earlier. So, how do you convert this? Pratap said, I was working with ITC earlier. So, the conversion is Pratap said that I, first person, becomes he was working, had been working with ITC earlier is earlier only. So Pratap said that he had been working with ITC earlier. Now look at the next one. Past perfect becomes past perfect only, but change in pronouns must be regulated and taken care of. So convert the sentence. She said, I had driven a car. So how do you convert it into indirect speech? She said, I had driven a car. She said that I becomes she had driven a car is a car only. She said that she had driven a car. Now, past perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous only, but change of pronouns. Rakesh said, I had been waiting for you for 2 hours. Convert the sentence. Rakesh said, I had been waiting for you for 2 hours. How do you convert? Rakesh said, I had been waiting for you for 2 hours. So only pronouns change. Tense is same. So Rakesh said that I had been. So he had been waiting for you. Second person. Convert second to object. No object. So waiting for me for 2 hours. So this is the conversion of past tense. So let's have a recap of what we have discussed. So simple past becomes past perfect. She said it rained yesterday becomes she said that it had rained the previous day. Next, past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Pratap said I was working with ITC earlier becomes Pratap said that he had been working with ITC earlier. Past perfect is past perfect only. However, pronouns change. She said, I had driven a car. She said that she had driven a car. Past perfect continuous only. Pronouns change. And time and place expressions. Rakesh said, I had been waiting for you for 2 hours. Rakesh said that he had been waiting for me for 2 hours. So that is a conversion. So this is about the change of tense. So present tense four forms convert according to their respective past tense four forms. Coming to past tense, past of past, simple past becomes past perfect, past continuous becomes past perfect continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous remain change. Then what about future tense? In future tense, will or shall or will or shall, any of that is common, right? So in will or shall, will becomes would, shall becomes would or should depending on the type of sentence. So that we already seen in modal auxiliary. So there is no much difference or change except for the change in will into would, shall into would or should for future tense. Now, as we have discussed the change in tenses, we should learn the exceptions also. There are three exceptions in tenses where the tense of the sentence doesn't change. What are the three exceptions? Number one, the tense of the sentence doesn't change if the statement is a universal truth. If the statement is a universal truth, the tense of the sentence doesn't change. Two, the tense of the sentence doesn't change if the statement is still relevant. If it is still relevant to this date, it doesn't change. Three, the tense of the sentence doesn't change if the reporting verb is in present tense, simple present tense. If the reporting verb is in simple present tense, tense of the sentence doesn't change. Now look at the first one. Here the statement is still relevant. Here the statement is still relevant. Honesty is the best policy, he said. Can you say honesty was the best policy? No, the statement is still relevant. So he said that honesty is the best policy as the statement is still relevant. Tense of the sentence doesn't change. Two, if the sentence is a universal truth. So sentence universal truth. The earth goes round the sun, the teacher said. The earth goes round the sun, the teacher said. You cannot say the earth went round the sun. The teacher said that the earth goes round the sun. That's it. Tense of the sentence doesn't change. Now, third one. If the reporting verb is in simple present tense. Look at this reporting verb says. It is in simple present. So says is says as well as tense doesn't change. However, pronouns change. She says, I have two bracelets. I, first person pronoun, converts according to the subject. So she says that she, third person pronoun, so she has two bracelets. So tense of the sentence doesn't change in three cases. One, if the statement is still relevant. Two, if it is a universal truth. Three, if the reporting verb is in simple present tense. Now, as we learned the change in tenses, now let's see the conversions in change in questions. How the questions change. How the questions change. See, as we already discussed, the questions are two types, WH questions, yes or no questions. For whatever the type of question, the reporting verbs we can use are asked, inquired or enquired, ENQ also, and wanted to know. So these are the reporting verbs we can use for questions. And as told you before in an example of modal auxiliary, if it is yes or no question, so generally we do not use any conjunction. That should not be used in questions. However, if it is an yes or no question, that is auxiliary question, then we have to use if or whether. We have to use whether or if when after reporting verb. So these are the points you have to remember. Reporting verbs and yes or no question. After reporting verb, we have to use whether or if. Now let's see the conversions. Look at these examples. Look at the first one and convert this. She said to me, "Where is Ajay?" She said to me, "Where is Ajay?" Convert this sentence. She said to me, "Where is Ajay?" Right, the conversion is she said to me, "Where is Ajay?" Question. So we require to use she asked me, or she inquired me, or she wanted to know. You can take anything. So I'm taking asked here. She asked me. Okay. She asked me, "Where is Ajay?" Becomes where Ajay was. Because in question, verb comes first, next subject. But in assertive, subject plus verb. So remember that. Now look at this one. Where do you live? Ask the stranger. Convert the sentence. Where do you live? Ask the stranger. Where do you live? Ask the stranger. So the conversion is the stranger inquired or wanted to know, where do you live? Where do you live? Where you, second person, converts according to the object. Object is not there. Object not there means you have to feel object as me. So where I lived. Where I lived. Now look at this. Vikas said, "May I borrow your bike?" So yes or no question. So yes or no question means what we have to use? After reporting verb, we have to use if or whether. So convert this sentence. Vikas said, "May I borrow your bike?" Convert this one. So the sentence becomes Vikas asked. So if or whether I, first person, converts according to the subject. Subject is Vikas. Vikas is he. He May becomes might. He might borrow your second person converts according to object is not there, so field object as me, so my bike. Your bike becomes my bike. Vikas asked if he might borrow my bike. Next one. He said, are you a student? He said, are you a student? Convert this sentence. He said, are you a student? So it becomes he wanted to know or he asked, are you a student? Again, yes or no question. If I was a student, if I was a student. So let's see them again. She said to me, where is Ajay? She inquired me where Ajay was. She asked me where Ajay was. Where do you live? Asked the stranger. The stranger inquired me where I lived. Vikas said, may I borrow your bike? Vikas asked if he might borrow my bike. He said, are you a student? He inquired whether I was a student, or he asked whether I was a student. Let us see some more examples. Look at this one. Convert the first one. She said to Rohan, did you check your pockets? She said to Rohan, did you check your pockets? Did you check your pockets? Is a yes or no question. So convert this. So the conversion is she asked Rohan, did you check your pockets? So if you, second person, converts according to the object. Object is Rohan. If he, so did you check your pockets? Did you? It's in simple past. Simple past becomes past perfect. If he had checked your pockets becomes his pockets. So now look at this one. Did you pay for this book? Said Seema to Vikram. Did you pay for this book? Said Seema to Vikram. Again, did you pay for this book? Yes or no question. So convert this sentence. Who told whom? Convert accordingly. So the conversion is Seema said to Vikram. So Seema asked Vikram Seema asked Vikram if you, again, second person, converts according to object. Object is Vikram. If he had paid for this book becomes that book. So Seema asked Vikram if he had paid for that book. Now look at this one. Roshni said, Anandi, what are you doing? Convert this sentence. Roshni said, Anandi, what are you doing? So the right conversion is Roshni said, asked Anandi. Roshni asked Anandi, what are you doing? So what are you doing? Here it is a WH question. So we don't use if or whether. What are you doing? You is second person. Convert according to the object. Object is Anandi. So what she was doing. What she was doing. Now, look at the next sentence. He said, are you Rohan? Convert this one. He said, are you Rohan? So the conversion is, he asked, again, this is SR no question. If I was Rohan, or he inquired, he wanted to know if I was Rohan, second person, you, converts according to the object. Object is not there, so feel object as me. So I. So let's see these again. She said to Rohan, did you check your pockets? She asked Rohan if he had checked his pockets. Did you pay for this book? Said Seema to Vikram. Seema asked Vikram whether he had paid for that book. Roshni said, Anandi, what are you doing? Roshni asked Anandi what she was doing. He said, are you Rohan? He inquired whether I was Rohan. So that is a conversion of questions. Now let's see the conversion of imperative sentences. So what are these imperative sentences? So imperative sentences are the sentences which express order, command, request, invitation, advice, a suggestion, social expression, accusation, etc. So those are imperative sentences. Now, how do we convert these imperative sentences? For conversion of imperative sentences, two things we have to remember. Imperative sentences do not have subjects, so it will not have subject in indirect speech, and the reporting verb of imperative sentences depends on the tone of imperative. Get out, order. So, ordered. Come here, commanded. Please, requested. So, do come to the party, invited. So, based on the tone of the sentence, we have to take the appropriate reporting verb. And second thing, the reporting verb must be followed by to infinitive, 2 plus V1. The reporting verb must be followed by to infinitive, that is 2 plus V1. Now, let's see the examples. Look at the first one. Shut the door, said Rahul. Convert this one. So here there is no object. You have to fill object as me. Okay. So based on the context, we have to fill objects. If object is given, well and good. If not given, you have to fill object as me. So first one, let's convert Rahul. So said. So you can take ordered or asked. So ordered me to shut the door, because to infinitive, 2 plus V1, to shut the door. So you can use ordered or you can also use asked based on the tone of the sentence. Now look at this. Call the first witness, said the judge. Call the first witness, said the judge. Convert this sentence. So judge means what is the reporting verb we must use? Think and convert. So judge means we cannot use order because judge say order, order, order. It doesn't mean that he orders. So do not use ordered. So then what is the right reporting verb? So the right reporting verb you can take here is the judge commanded them. The judge commanded them what? To call the first witness. So you have to use appropriate reporting verb, and reporting verb should be followed by to infinitive to call the first witness. Now look at the next one. Go away, said Suraj to Hemant. Suraj said to Hemant, go away. Convert this sentence. Go away. Suraj said to Hemant. So what kind of imperative it is? Order, obviously. So Take reporting verb as order. Suraj ordered whom? Hemant to go away. Suraj ordered Hemant to go away. Now look at this one. She said to me, please don't carry in plastic. Please is there means request. So what should be the conversion? She said to me, please don't carry in plastic. Convert this sentence. She said to me, please don't carry in plastic. So remember, whenever please is there, it is request. No please, no request. So how do we convert? She said to me. So she requested me. She requested me. Do not carry. So do not carry should be written. To infinitive is there, but we cannot divide to infinitive. So not to carry in plastic. Same thing. Not to carry in plastic. So use less plastic or no plastic and save the earth. So that is a conversion. Now let's see some more examples and look at the conversion again. Shut the door, said Rahul. Rahul asked me to shut the door. Call the first witness, said the judge. The judge commanded them to call the first witness. Go away, Suraj said to Hemant. Suraj ordered Hemant to go away. She said to me, please don't carry in plastic. She requested me not to carry in plastic. Right? Now look at the next set. The teacher said to me, don't write on the table. Convert this sentence, use appropriate verb. So the conversion is the teacher, the better reporting verb is forbade. The teacher forbade me to write on the table. So forbade is a negative word, doesn't allow, right? So forbade me, that means same thing. Do not write negative. So do not use another negative with forbade. Now look at this one. She said to me, don't pluck the flowers. She said to me, don't pluck the flowers. Convert this sentence. She said to me, don't pluck the flowers. She said to me, don't pluck the flowers. So can be written as she told me or she forbade me not to pluck the flowers. Next, she said to me, do have a cup of coffee, please. She said to me, do have a cup of coffee, please. Please is a request, and you can also take another verb. So try to make this, so convert this sentence. She said to me, do have a cup of coffee, please. So as please is there, you can write she requested me to have a cup of coffee. Or you can also write it as she offered me a cup of coffee. That is also alright. Now look at this. He said, open the door. Will you? Convert. So, in order to convert this question tag, he opened the door. He asked me to open the door. Will do. So look at this again. The teacher said to me, don't write on the board. The teacher forbade me to write on the board. Forbade means not allow. So remember, do not use not. She said to me, don't pluck the flowers. She ordered me not to pluck the flowers, or she asked me not to pluck the flowers, or she told me not to pluck the flowers. She said to me, do have a cup of coffee, please. She requested me to have a cup of coffee, or she offered me a cup of coffee. As please is there, we go with request. He said, open the room. Will you? He asked me to open the room. You no need to go with will you. Question tags are not required to be converted. Now, let us see some other set of conversion in imperative. So I did already for you. Look at this. She said, let's leave the bag at the school. So whenever you have let's, do remember, we go with the gerund form. She said, let's leave the bag at the school. She, let's leave. What is it? Is it an order? Command? Request? What exactly? Invitation? No, you can take it as an advisor suggestion because let's, I also have to do that. So, she suggested leaving the bag at the school. I told you. Suggested leaving the bag at the school. Go with gerund form. Next, he said, let's stop now and finish it afterwards. Again, he suggested stopping now becomes then and finish it afterwards. Next, the leader said, let's show the owner that we can face the lockout. The leader said, let's show the owner that we can face the lockout. Here the leader said it is not a suggestion and we are talking about lockout. So go with the other verb like urged. The leader urged the workers. Who are they? Workers. The leader urged the workers because lockout. So to show the owner that we, first person singular, first person plural, converts according to the subject. Subject is third person singular, so it becomes plural. That they can becomes could. So they could face the lockout well. So conversion is see, the leader urged the workers to show the owner that they could face the lockout well. Now look at this one. The boy said, "Let me take rest." Is it suggestion? Is it urging? Is it order or command? No, it's his desire. So it's wish. So the boy wished that he should take rest. It's his wish and he's saying, let me take rest. So he should take rest. So the boy wished that he should take rest. So that is a conversion of these imperative sentences. Do remember the imperative sentences tone depends upon the tone of the sentence. The reporting verb depends upon the tone of the sentence, not always asked, ordered, commanded, not like that. It depends upon the tone of the sentence. So mind that. So now let's move on to the next one. Change in exclamatory sentences. What are exclamatory sentences? Exclamatory sentences are the sentences which express sudden outburst of emotions or feelings like happiness, sadness, pain, surprise, etc. So the words which express sudden outburst of expressions like hooray, alas, ouch, oh, wow, bravo, well done, oops, are a few examples for exclamatory words. So if these exclamatory words are there in a sentence, how that sentence should be converted? Exclamatory sentence is almost converted just like assertive sentence except for these words. So these words should be addressed in the reporting class of indirect speech. In indirect speech, after reporting verb, we express the meaning of this word by using a conjunction. So, and remember to connect the reporting clause with the direct speech, we have to use that. As I told you previously, that is used only in the conversion of assertive and exclamatory sentences. So here we have exclamatory sentences. In exclamatory sentences, we use that as a conjunction. So let's see some examples so that we can understand better. Look at this. He said, hooray, I won the match. Let me do one for you before you do your one. So, he said, hooray, I won the match. So, the reporting verb is exclaimed, or you can take the same expression, the tone. So, I'm going to take the reporting verb as exclaimed. He exclaimed. Hooray means what? He exclaimed with, what is hooray? It's happiness. So he exclaimed with happiness, or he exclaimed with delight. What he exclaimed? Exclaimed with delight. So we require to use conjunction that I won the match. I, first person, converts according to the subject. He won the match. A simple past become past perfect. Had won the match. See, that's it. So he said, hooray, I won the match. He exclaimed with delight that he had won the match. Now look at the next one. She said, bravo, you have done well. So convert this sentence, guys. Bravo, you have done well. Quick. So the conversion for this sentence, she said bravo. What do you mean bravo? When do we use bravo? We use bravo when we appreciate someone. When we are appreciating someone, we use bravo. So she exclaimed with what? She exclaimed with appreciation. She exclaimed with appreciation that you, second person, converts according to object. Object is not there. So object is not there means you have to fill object as me. I had because have done. So had done well. Present perfect becomes past perfect. So bravo, you have done well becomes she exclaimed with appreciation that I had done well. Or you can also write this sentence as she appreciated that I had done well. This one also correct. Now look at the next one. Alas, my puppy is dead, she said. So convert this sentence. Alas. So alas means when do we use alas? sadness, sorrow, pain, right? So you can say she exclaimed with sorrow, or she exclaimed with pain that my puppy, my first person, convert second subject, her puppy is dead becomes was dead. Now look at the next one. Priya said, how beautiful it is. So here entire sentence is an exclamation. So you cannot go with the pain, with the happiness, with sadness, or with appreciation. You cannot go with that way. It should be appreciation. So convert this sentence. Priya said, how beautiful it is. So when entire sentence is an exclamation, you have to go with the meaning of this. So you can write it as Priya exclaimed that how beautiful it is. What does it mean? It was very beautiful. How beautiful it is means it was very beautiful. So that is the conversion. So exclamatory sentences, let us see again. So he said, hooray, I won the match. He exclaimed with delight that he had won the match. She said, bravo, you have done well. She exclaimed with appreciation that he had done well. Alas, my puppy is dead. She exclaimed with pain that her puppy was dead. Priya said, how beautiful it is. Priya exclaimed that it was very beautiful. So, do mind if entire sentence is in exclamation? You have to take the meaning and write it. You don't need to go with this, with that. It's not required because there is no such exclamatory word. Now, let's move on to optative sentence. What is optative sentence? Optative sentence expresses prayer, wish, or a curse, right? So, let's see this. In optative sentences, you have to convert just like assertive, and you have to go with the sentence and its context. And the reporting verb depends upon the tone of the sentence. What kind of optative it is? Just check out the first one. My mother said to my friend, may God bless you. Let me do one for you. My mother said to my friend, may God bless you. So, may God bless you. What kind of optative it is? My mother said to my friend, may God bless you. Is my mother blessing? No, my mother said, may God bless you. God should bless her, not mother. So, how to write that? My mother, so said to, based on the tone, prayed for my friend. What should she pray? That may God bless you. God, may becomes might. Might bless you. Second person. Convert second into object. Object is my friend. Bless her or bless him, whatever it is. So my mother prayed for my friend that God might bless her. Now look at the next one. She said, may you live long. So, how do you convert? She said, may you live long. She wished or prayed that you, second person, converts according to the object. I might live long. Right? Now look at this. She said to the teacher, good morning. She said to the teacher, good morning. She wished the teacher, good morning. Easy, right? Next, Priya said to me, goodbye. So, goodbye. So, what is this? Goodbye is bidding farewell, right? So, bidding farewell. So, we require past because we got past here. So, Priya bade goodbye, right? Now, the teacher said, farewell, my friends. The leader said, farewell, my friends. So the leader said, farewell, my friends. Farewell also same thing, saying bye, goodbye. So the leader bade farewell. The leader bade his friends farewell. So it can go in this way. So look at this first one. My mother said to my friend, may God bless you. My mother prayed for my friend that God might bless him or her. She said, may you live long. She wished that I might live long. She said to the teacher, good morning. She wished the teacher, good morning. Priya said to me, goodbye. Priya bade me goodbye. The leader said, farewell, my friends. The leader bade his friends farewell. So that is a conversion of optative. So do remember, we use conjunction that only in some cases of optative, not in all cases, but compulsory with assertive and exclamatory sentences. Do mind. And the remaining, we do not use any conjunction that. See, so far we have been using many verbs like reporting verbs: wished, bade, forbade, asked, wanted to know, inquired. So only these: said to, told, only these? No. As I told you, it depends upon the tone of the sentence. We can use other reporting verbs like these: accused, admitted, advised, alleged, agreed, apologized, begged, boasted, complained, denied, explained, implied, invited, offered, ordered, promised, replied, suggested, thought, etc. You can use these as reporting verbs based on the tone of the sentence as well as context. So do remember about these two. You have to use appropriate reporting verb based on the tone of the sentence and what the sentence is communicating and context. So court means what, judge means what, friend means what, home means what. We have to use the context also. So that's about the verbs. Now so far we have discussed the conversion of direct to indirect. How about indirect to direct? That is also important for exams. So let's see conversion of indirect to direct. So the conversion has no difficult rules. Whatever we put rules so far, we have to remove them. Right? So whatever the rules we made, we have to take off. So it can be done very easily. So let's see some examples for conversion of indirect to direct. Look at the first sentence. She said that they left for the day. So try to convert this sentence. She said that they left for that day. How do we convert? Reporting class, reported class. So let me convert one for you. She said, remember to use quotation marks and all those punctuation marks. She said, let's begin quotation marks. Okay, what did she say? That they left for the day. That is a conjunction. Okay, they left for that day. You can write it they, or you can also go with we because we also become they. Left means it is in past tense, so we require present tense. Leave for that day can be today or this day. Quotation marks. So she said they leave for today, or you can go with this day. So that is the conversion of direct. Now look at the next one. Ramu requested him to bring a book. Requested means what kind of imperative? It's request. So what should be there in imperative? Please must be there. Whenever please is there, then only we go with requested. So convert this one. Ramu requested him to bring a book. So try to convert this. So the conversion is Ramu requested him is there. So said to him. So this is the reporting clause, comma, quotation mark starting. Please bring a book. Please bring a book. So that becomes Ramu requested him to bring a book. That's it. Now look at this one. Abai told me they were playing in the ground. Abai told me they were playing in the ground. So convert this one. Abai told me they were playing in the ground. So simple assertive form. So what is the conversion? Quick. Abai told me they were playing in the ground. The conversion is Abai told me is there. That means what should be there? Said to me, because said to only becomes told. Abai said to me, quotation mark starting, they were playing. That means it should be, as it is in past continuous, here it should be in present continuous. They are playing in the ground. They are playing in the ground. Now, look at the next one. He said that he was tired. He said that he was tired. So, convert this sentence. He said that he was tired. Again, it is assertive, so you can convert this easily. He said that he was tired. The conversion is he said no to someone is there. So simply he said, comma, he. He and he, same. That means we require I was is there. So we require I was. So he was. It is in simple past. We require simple present. I am tired. I am tired. So I am tired becomes he was tired. First person converts according to the subject. So you can also go with he said that he was tired. Same. He said he was tired. He is tired, then same thing will be converted because third person remains same. So you can either go with that or go with he also. Now, the man said that I had no sense. So convert this sentence. The man said that I had no sense. Quick. The man said that I had no sense. Reporting class, conjunction, reported class. So when will you get I here? What should be there to get I? That what you have to remember. And let me convert this one for you. The man said, comma, comma starting, quotation mark starting. What he said? I had. I. When will you get I here? When you have you. Because object should be you, then only you can get object should be me. So when you have you and there is no object, so you have no sense. You have no sense. So the man said that I had no sense. Now you can convert this. The man said that you, second person, convert second to object. There is no object. When object is not there, you have to fill object as me. So me means I. I have no sense. So let's see them again. Look at this. She said that they left for that day. Can be converted. She said they leave for this day, up today. Ramu requested him to bring a book. Ramu said to him, please bring a book. Abhay told me they were playing in the ground. They are playing in the ground, said Abhay to me. Or Abhay said to me, they are playing in the ground. He said that he was tired. He said, I am tired. The man said that I have no sense. The man said you have no sense. So that is a conversion. Some examples to convert indirect to direct. With little practice, it becomes easier. So direct to indirect, we have rules. Indirect to direct, we have to remove those rules, and punctuation marks we have to place. So that is the only change. Now, having learned this, let's go on to application. So your part you have to apply. So in banking examinations they'll come on like questions from error detection or sentence improvements kind of thing. However, I just gone with the detection with the conversion. So let's see what is that application. Look at the first one. He asked me, what time will the sun set tomorrow? He asked me, what time will the sun set tomorrow? So I already given you the options. It is given in direct speech. So convert into indirect speech. Quick. So choose the option. So asked is given directly. So you can take asked, asked me. What time will the sun set tomorrow? So will is there. So will becomes would. So check where there is would. So does no. Wood is there, okay. Wood is there, okay. Wood is there, okay. So wood is there, fine. Asked me what time. So here it is a question. So auxiliary verb came first, next subject, next main verb and object. But in assertive, what should come first? Subject, auxiliary verb, main verb and object, right? So we require subject first. Where is subject? What time? What time? Would the sun? No. So sun is subject. It is also no. The sun, fine. Would the sun set? Tomorrow becomes the next day. So answer is option C. Option C is the correct one. Right? Now, let's see the next one. Have you finished your assignment, Minu? Said her brother. Have you finished your assignment, Minu? Said her brother. So convert this here. Choose them. Choose one from these four options. So what is the correct one? Have you finished your assignment, Minu? Said her brother. So it's a question. So we require the reporting verb as asked. So where is asked? Here asked is there. Okay. Here said to is there. No. Here asked is there. Okay. Here asked is there. Okay. Fine. Next, have you finished your assignment? Have you finished your assignment? Is yes or no question. So reporting verb should be followed by if or whether. So if, fine. If, okay, anywhere rooted out. If, good. Next, conversion. Have you finished? You is second person pronoun. Converts according to the object. What is the object? Who asked whom? Brother said to her. So object is her. So her means she. So we require she. Here you is there? No. She, okay. She, okay. Fine. Next, have finished. It is in which tense? Present perfect becomes past perfect. So we have eliminated two options and we left over with two. And here where is past perfect? Had finished, past perfect, okay. Has finished, present perfect, no. So the answer is option C. Minu's brother asked her if she had finished her assignment. See, just quickly, just find out from the rules we have learned. Next one. The principal said, why didn't you attend the flag hosting ceremony, Anuj? The principal said, why didn't you attend the flag hosting ceremony, Anuj? Quick. Try to find out where is error. So, again, why didn't? It's a question. So we require asked. Asked. Well, good. Why didn't you attend? Didn't you attend? Did plus V1. That means it is in simple past. What we require? Simple past becomes past perfect. So we have to check where is past perfect. Hadn't attended. Good. Didn't attended? No. So didn't he attend? No. Hadn't attended? Good. Had plus V3. So it can be either first one or last one. So we eliminated with that. Next. So principal said to Anuj, right? So the principal asked Anuj, why hadn't he attend? It is with auxiliary subject main verb. It cannot be like this, right? Verb cannot come first. Subject should come first, next verb in assertive. So here it has that way. The principal asked Anuj why he hadn't attended the flag hosting ceremony. So that is a correct one. Now look at the next one. He said Garima wants to take up a job while her husband wants her to look after the family. So look at this again. He said Garima wants to take up a job while her husband wants her to look up after the family. Here you have two clauses in the direct speech. Garima wants to take up a job. Her husband wants her to look after the family. So try to choose appropriate one and do concentrate. He said. So Garima wants. Simple present. Her husband wants. Simple present. Both are in simple present. That means simple present becomes simple past. Now try to have a look. So very simple past. Garima wanted. Okay. While her husband wanted. Okay, fine. Garima wants. No. Her husband wanted. You cannot. Garima wanted. Fine. Her husband wants. No. Eliminate. Garima that though she wanted to take up a job while her husband wanted her, no way. You cannot go with contrast conjunctions like though and all, which is not given in the given sentence. So the answer is, see, you got it with the help of just a tense reference. So he said that Garima wanted to take up a job while her husband wanted her to look after the family. Simple conversion. So you don't need to worry by saying the lengthy sentence. Just depend on the rules. Enough. Now let's see the next sentence. He said, Reena, do you want to buy a house in Noida? Quick, convert this. Choose from this. He said, Reena, do you want to buy a house in Noida? So do you want? It's a yes or no question, right? So yes or no question requires if or whether. So look at the things. He said. So it's a question. So we require interrogative word as a reporting verb. So told is given. No. Asked, asked, asked. Well, that can we use that? No, that in interrogative. Okay, we eliminated two. Now, he asked Reena if good. Now, do you want? It is in which tense? Simple present converts into simple past. But here she wants. No. So, the leftover D. He asked Reena she if she wanted to buy a house in Noida. So that easy it is. Now look at the next one. He said to his mother, let Harry come with us, mother. I will take care of him. So try to choose the best. Yes, which one? He said to his mother, let Harry come with us, mother. I will take care of him. So again, two things are there, two sentences. Let Harry come with us, mother. I will take care of him. So let Harry come. So is it a request? Is it informing? No. So told, told. Okay, you can take suggested, but suggested is not given. Told is given. Well, it's okay. So Harry, let Harry come with me. Come with us. So he told his mother. Can we use to? Excuse me. Can we use to let? Excuse me. Can we use to let? If we take it as imperative, yes, obviously we can take to let. Okay. If we take to let, 2 plus V1 to let Harry come with us. Us becomes them, right? But here, look at this. Mother, let Harry come with us. Again, us. It is not converted. So the right answer is option C. He told his mother to let Harry come with them as I will. So he would take care of him. So that is the correct one. Now look at the next one. The chairman of the selection committee said, "We shall finalize the rest of our team after we have selected the skipper." So try to find out based on the tense, you can do it easily. Quick. Here are the options. The chairman of the selection committee said. So, same thing will come. The chairman of the selection committee said. Said can be said only. You cannot use told because said to is not there. So, you can eliminate this. Okay, said is there, said is there, said is there. Okay, said that, said that, said that. Fine. Now, we shall finalize the rest of our team. So, we shall finalize the rest of our team. So, we is there. First person pronoun. Converts according to the subject. Subject is the chairman, third person. So, third person plural we require. Third person plural is they. So, where is they? We, no, they. Okay, good. We eliminated two. Now, we shall. So, shall becomes would if indicate future. We shall, that is, we would finalize the rest of our team. Again, whose team? Their team. So their team. Okay, good. After we means again they. Here we have they selected the skipper. So which one? The chairman of the selection committee said that they would finalize the rest of their team after they selected the skipper or after they had selected the skipper. So you can see we have selected. Have plus V3 present perfect becomes past perfect had selected. So here selected only simple past, here past perfect. So the answer should be option D because present perfect becomes past perfect. So tense wise also we can do it well. Now look at the next one. He said, "Has anybody been unkind to you?" He said, "Has anybody been unkind to you?" It's a question. Again, yes or no question. So mind that. So he said means we require asked. He asked who? No object. So feel object as me. So he asked me. He asked me. He asked me. Asked me. Asked me. Okay, fine. So yes or no question we require if or whether. If is there. No if. Eliminate. If is there. If is there. Good. Anybody has been unkind. Has been unkind. Has plus V3. Present perfect. Required past perfect. So had been. Good. Had been. Had been. That is also all right. So if anybody had been. If anybody had been. Good. Unkind to you. You means who? Second person. Converts according to the object. Object is not there. So you have to feel object as me. So he asked me if anybody had been unkind to me is correct. You, him, no. So option A is a correct one. Right? Look at the next. He said, "Ravi, why are you sounding so dejected today?" Again, it's a question, but WH question. He said, "Ravi, why are you sounding so dejected today?" So choose the best one. So it should be asked. He asked Ravi, "Why are you sounding R plus V4 present continuous so dejected today?" So first thing today becomes that day. So that day, today, remove that day. Fine. Second thing, asked Ravi. He asked Ravi. He asked to Ravi. No. So this one removed. He asked Ravi. So we left out with A and D. Now he asked Ravi, why you? Second person. Ravi. Ravi is he. So he, are you sounding becomes were sounding. But as it here we have taken he, it should be was sounding, right? Because he. So where is was sounding? He sounded? No. Was the sounding? He was sounding? Yes. So option D is a correct one. He asked Ravi why he was sounding so dejected that day. Today becomes that day. Right. Look at the next one. Mother said, Gaurav, you will be eligible for voting when you are 18. So convert this. Mother said, Gaurav, you will be eligible for voting when you are 18. Will be is there. That means we require would be. Will becomes would, right? So where is would be? Okay, could, no, will, no, would be. Okay, fine. Now let us see. Mother said. So mother told Gaurav, okay, so that he would be eligible for voting when he was 18 or he would be 18 when you are 18. So are 18 simple present becomes simple past. So here is simple past. You would be 18, you cannot go with. So option A is the correct one. Right? Let's see the next one. He said to me, Are you getting he said to me, You're getting lazy day by day. It is assertive sentence. So try to choose a correct one. He said to me, You're getting lazy day by day. Said to is there means told. Informed, told. So you can eliminate this. He told me that, okay. You means who? Second person. Me means I. So he told me that you cannot be taken. He told me that you are getting. So are getting present continuous becomes past continuous. Where is past continuous? Here have been, no. So he told me that I was getting lazy day by day. So is a correct one. Now look at the next one. I said, Father, when will you buy me a motorcycle? Again, question, WH question. So choose the correct one. So question. So reporting verb. He said, Father, when will you buy? Will you buy me a motorcycle? Will is there means it should convert into would. So where is would? No, yes. So would is there. So he asked, I asked father. So I asked my father, all right, when will you buy? You, second person, converts according to object of the reporting verb. Object is I said father. Object is father. So father you have to take according to that. So I asked my father when Would he? Again, it is in the form of question, but we require subject plus verb plus object. So where is that? When he would buy me a motorcycle. So option D is giving the correct sense. So when he would buy me a motorcycle. If you go with when would he buy me a motorcycle, again it is a question form, but we require assertive conversion. So convert any sentence, assertive, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, optative, into assertive form only in indirect. Now look at the next one. He said to me, is there any possibility of my getting promotion this year? So you can check with this year and you can eliminate some. So very easily you can convert. So said to me question, yes or no question. So asked me if, okay, there was, here there is, no, we require there was any possibility of my getting, my first person converts according to the subject. So it should be his getting. So remove that. Getting promotion this year becomes that year. So only one is there with that year. So that is the easiest way to find. So option B is a correct one. Now look at the next one. He said to them, I do not wish to see any of you. Go away. So look at that. He said to them, I do not wish to see any of you. Go away. So two are there, two clauses. So try to convert them. So said to becomes told, said, said, told. Okay, said that. You get the answer, right? Go away. So he told them, I, first person, that he do not, simple present becomes simple past, did not wish to see any of you, any of them, and go away, ordered them to go away. So option C is the correct one. Now look at the next. Do you want balloons? He said to the child. So quick. Do you want balloons? He said to the child. So again, it's a question. So yes or no question. So you have to use if or whether. He asked the child, he asked the child, he asked the child. So if or whether, here nothing is there. Okay, here if or whether. Do you want? Simple present becomes simple past. So very simple past. No, would, no. Here is the simple past. He asked the child if he wanted balloons. So this is the correct one. Now let's see the next one. They told us that they had waited at the station for a long time. So choose the correct one. It is in indirect. Now let's choose a direct speech. He told us he told us that, so they is there. So they is there means it can be we, okay. Had waited. It's in which tense? Past perfect. That means it should come from simple past. Very simple past. Had been waiting. So easy. Simple past. He told us we waited at the station for a long time. So option A, that is one, is a correct one. Now I'll choose the next one. The boss said to him, please tell me what the old man said today. Quick. fun. So, please is there. So, requested, okay, requested to tell, okay, to tell me. Me means who? First person, the boss. So, the boss requested to tell him what the old man said today. Today means that day. So, where is that day? So, that day. So, which one? The boss requested him to tell him what the old man said that day or had said. Here, said is there. Simple past becomes past perfect. So, option 1 is the correct one. Now, look at the next one. He said she had been weeping for an hour. Had been weeping for an hour. Simple one. So try to convert easily. Said is there. Said means said only. You cannot go with says. So try to find the correct one. So tense will not change, right? Had been weeping. Past perfect continuous. Should be past perfect continuous only. So option 4. It is in past continuous, present perfect continuous. We require past perfect continuous. He said that she had been weeping for an hour. That's it. Now look at the last sentence for today. The teacher said, tell me students, what have you learned from the lectures this week? I should ask you the same. The teacher said, tell me students, what have you learned from the lectures this week? So convert this one, choose the correct one. So it's a question. So you try to take the reporting verb as a question word. So the teacher asked, wanted to know. Okay, wanted to know is also all right because that can also give the sense. The teacher wanted to know. Okay. Tell me students, what have you learned? Have plus V3. It is in present perfect. What we require? Past perfect. We require had plus V3. Where is had plus V3? No. They learnt? No. Students learnt? No. Had learnt. Easy. So the answer is option 4. The teacher asked the students what to tell him what they have learned from the lectures this week becomes that week. So that's about speech. So you can practice with as many examples as possible. As I told you, instead of this way, you will get in error detection in this way, and you have to choose the correct one, and you can replace, and you can choose the error, or you can go with sentence improvements for replacement. So that will be helpful for your examinations with more practice, and take any sentence and convert from direct to indirect or indirect to direct. That will be helpful for you in improving your knowledge in the speech. So that's about our today's session on speech. Hope you like this.